Hey guys, welcome back to another Marnie and Michael Monday. We missed you last week, but we're gonna, I think, shoot for an every other Monday schedule just to make things a little easier
or at least
on this
maybe
guy.
during the holidays. We're
We'll
kind of taking it easy.
No, we're not.
Not
That's
really.
a problem.
Not really.
So we don't have as much time as we'd like. But anyway, I went back to an old Instagram post I did where I asked you to ask Michael pretty much anything you wanted.
Okay.
And I found a handful of questions that he still has not answered.
All right.
And
yeah.
I have them written down, and I am going to play
Marnie-
interviewer.
Marnie was diligently writing notes earlier this morning and kind of kept me in the dark on this. So
With my purple pen.
we'll see how I perform on this.
All right.
All right.
So
Good.
this question, and I
Okay.
also wrote down who asked them,
Okay.
so you'll know
Okay.
if I'm answering your question. Okay, here we go. First question from Sandy M1010.
Okay.
What
Cool.
one place? I'll do this so you can't see.
All right. Yeah.
What one place would you like to take Marnie,
Okay.
me,
Okay.
for a romantic getaway where you haven't already been?
Oh, okay.
I'll bet you. Wait,
Well,
before you answer, is there a
Romantic
golf
getaway.
course?
I was, as you were saying that question, I was kind of thinking a little bit about that. I guess if it's really just a romantic getaway, for you and I,
Right, like that's gonna
that
happen.
it would be difficult for me to be able to justify. If it's for an extended period of time, the getaway is like more than 3 days. I think we'd probably want it to be with a golf course included. And we've
And a
had
spa.
we've had an opportunity to be to some pretty cool resorts already. I would say that for me,
Wait,
and I
I'm
think,
sorry to interrupt you, but Bosley
Okay.
the horse has
Yeah.
walked in and is drinking out of his trough. That's what you hear. Okay, I'm
He
sorry.
is.
Go ahead, babe.
He's a small horse. I would say Monaco for
What?
a couple of reasons.
Oh my gosh.
Number one, I've more recently been introduced to the F1 racing culture from our oldest son, Jake, who's really not only an aficionado, but he's like really obsessed with F1 racing. And apparently in that area of Europe, Monaco in particular,
Monaco.
there's a big
Huh.
race there. And so I've learned a lot about it through Jake. And it looks intriguing. It looks like kind of an exotic place, very romantic. I know that from Marnie's perspective, that's kind of a big fashion area, and they have a lot of fashion,
There's some shopping to be done
shopping
there, I'm
kind of
sure.
things, and I'm sure a beautiful resort or opportunities to stay in some nice, hotels. So I would say it would be neat to go to Monaco. It sounds
up for it.
intriguing, sounds exotic.
That would not be a
And,
weekend, though.
That would be probably a little bit of a trip to get out there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they have golf in Monaco. I know it's kind of a small country, so there may
Bosley's about to not go
more
for the
than likely
camera.
not be anything.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Bosley was perilously close to
Oh.
production disaster.
Okay, sorry
So
about that.
I would say Monaco. I know it's outside of the box, and we have to study that a little bit more to see what it's all about. But I think great food,
I'm up for it.
cool fashion
Mais
for
oui.
you.
Let's
neat
go.
hotel.
Okay, next question.
Incidentally, if we were
Or
looking at
not.
a place that had some golf options,
Incidentally.
you and I both have looked at this area outside of San Francisco, going
You.
towards the Pacific Ocean.
You.
Well, it's the Ritz-Carlton Half Moon Bay.
All right, I'll go.
And I've read about it in golf magazines, and it looked pretty darn cool.
I'm down
right?
for it. Look, I have no problem. You go play golf. I'll go hang out at the
Okay.
spot. We'll meet up after.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. That's the beauty of Marnie and I's
I'm
relationship.
totally cool with that.
We have a great time on vacation, not only as family, but just you and I going together.
Which never happens.
But periodically, we have had a day or two overnight,
Yeah,
and
not
that's
much.
exactly what happens. I'll get up in the morning and I'll play 18 holes of golf, and Marnie will kind of sleep in and get a cup of coffee.
Love it.
Maybe go to the spa like he did in one of the places we went to in New England one time, and
Where were we? Oh, yeah.
and,
Okay.
and then I come back at 11 o'clock just before lunch, and we're kind of ready to have an afternoon and the rest of the day together.
Yeah.
So that's romantic too.
It is. Okay.
All right, go.
Okay. Amanda L.C. Martin wanted to know, did your
Okay.
life turn out as planned or better?
Oh gosh.
In 30 seconds or less.
Boy, that's hard to do. I'd say if you asked me when I was a kid, before I settled down and got married, I had kind of pipe dream aspirations to play professional sports, and so like a lot of kids who think they're a lot better at something like that than they really are. I would say that probably has not exactly panned out in the way that I expected, but I would say relative to my family relationship with Marnie and the dynamics that Marnie and I enjoy with our kids, I'd say that our life has probably turned out better than I could have probably envisioned. I mean, we have an unbelievable relationship, and I think on par. We've got teenage boys, and so you got to take it with a grain of salt. But I think we have a pretty darn strong relationship with our kids, and I love our dogs. And
Right now, I'm not loving this dog.
yeah, this dog is kind of always up for adventure.
He's trying to knock over. He's purposefully inserting himself under the legs of the tripod. So
Yep.
I'm sorry that
Yep.
the camera just moved.
Moves a
Okay.
little bit. He's not a great director.
Bosley,
Like,
really?
we're expecting Bosley to be
Right
directing
there?
this vignette here. Not doing a
Go
very
lay
good job.
down. Go lay down. Away from us.
He just loves us so much.
All right. Oh God, here he goes again.
Okay.
All right, next question from Sherry Baby 1107.
Nice screen name, Sherry Baby 1107. Okay.
If you could never golf again, what sport would you take an interest in?
Oh my gosh,
This
that
is a
would
quick
be
answer. None.
Yeah. Well, the beauty of golf is that it's something that I could do with friends, but it's not I can also go out on my own and just work on my game, and it's hard as you get older to find an individualized sport like that, or that provides the opportunity for an individual. I would say like tennis, but you need a partner to play tennis.
Yeah.
So, and I really don't like doing long distance kind of running or marathon type stuff. That's
Which
very solitary.
is kind of funny.
It
Because
is
you
kind
were
of funny.
ranked 15th
I was
in the
pretty
state
good at one time
as a kid
as
for
a
cross
long distance
country.
running. Yeah, I was,
But you
which I
hated
hated. I did it for training for other sports, but
Oh, God.
definitely would not take that up. I mean, we've got friends, and I've got friends who are marathon runners. It just does not appeal to me at this point in my life.
No.
I would say I'm a former baseball player. I would say maybe I would get into like men's softball, more competitive type men's softball.
Oh, it has to be competitive.
The difficulty there, of course, like I said at the beginning, is unlike golf, that's hard to do on your own. So that requires
You could go to the batting cage.
another 20 guys to put together a real team.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you can go to the batting cages and work on your game a little bit that way.
Golf is it.
But I'm open to your viewers offering recommendations so I can diversify my interests beyond golf. Something that kind of satisfies the same elements that golf does.
This question is from My Life with a Cherry on Top. What's your favorite shoe Marnie has and why?
Favorite shoe? Wow. Oh, those Converse sneakers that you wear are just the bomb.
Did you really throw
No,
them
I'm just
out?
kidding. Yeah, I'm just joking. You used to have Birkenstocks that were
Yes, what happened to
growing
those, Michael?
fungus on them. I went
No, they
to
were
school
not.
in Vermont, so I saw a lot of Birkenstocks, but these were. So the favorite shoe
Wait,
that you
what
have,
happened to my
I would
Birkenstocks,
say-
Michael?
I think that they literally were a health hazard. They had to be recycled.
No, I left them at your apartment in law school. I came back and they were mysteriously gone.
They were donated to the Goodwill down the
You
street.
threw them out.
No, we don't throw out shoes. Are
You
you kidding?
probably set them on fire. Okay, what's your favorite shoe Marnie has and why?
Favorite shoe. In my mind, just kind of thinking about it, you have some really cool boots that kind of go up high. But I would say my number one favorite shoe that I kind of like on you is you have these kind of dark red, maybe almost like maroon colored high heels.
Ah, the
that I
Stuart,
really like.
yeah, they're Stuart Weitzman Quasar.
Kind of make, you look
You're
very
like, yeah.
fashionable, I would say. Look really good in that. I would
It's
say.
the Stuart Weitzman Nouveau Pump in the color Quasar,
Whoa.
which I don't think is.
You already know what they are?
Yes, I love that pump. I want to get
Really?
it in every color.
They seem comfortable, like you wear
They
them a lot.
are.
So that's the other thing about Marnie. Sometimes she'll get these really great shoes, and you can see that it's not that easy for her to be sitting for
more.
long distances or walking for any significant period of time in them. But
I
these,
can.
you kind of hang out in them, and
I need more.
so that's good.
I'm just putting it out there.
More Stuart Weitzman is
Nouveau
more
Pump.
comfortable.
The
Oh,
Nouveau
okay.
Pump. They come in other
Gotcha.
colors. They had a
So a
shimmery one I
particular
wanted.
model.
Yes, I like
They
that.
look great, yeah, and you've worn some really cool outfits, I think.
I wore
Most,
them on Entertainment Tonight, actually.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Okay, another
So
favorite.
that would be it, I would say.
Okay, good. I'm glad you like them. PH Designer asked, "What is your
Mhm.
favorite meal that Marnie prepares?"
Okay. Wow. Favorite meal, I guess. Well, my favorite food is king crab legs, and so I guess it wasn't this past year, but my birthday a couple of years ago, you steamed king crab legs in the house. Roasting king crab legs. What was it called?
Drunken. You think I was drunken
with beer, right?
crab legs. You steam them with beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So beer steamed king crab legs. I'm sure a lot of your viewers probably
It's easy.
know it's all about. It's easy to do, but darn, it tastes really good, especially for somebody like me who really loves shellfish and crab legs in particular. But I would also say, in addition to the surf, which would be the king crab legs, I would say more recently, just like last week and a half ago,
Yeah.
you made some really great, what was it, strip steak?
Sirloin.
Sirloin. Really nice, thick, perfectly cooked
That was
steak.
so
You did it in the kitchen. We didn't grill it outside,
No.
but you did it in the kitchen.
Mhm.
Marnie did an amazing job. I mean, even the kids were, cleaning their plate and licking it. So
I just followed the recipe.
I would say both of those were amazing. So I would put them together. Marnie's surf and turf combo that she has not yet put together for me, but maybe that'll be for
Next birthday.
Number
That's
45.
a very expensive
Coming
meal.
up in a few months, yeah.
45.
I'm previewing it with you. That would
All
be great,
right.
a little surf and turf.
All right, there's a question that was asked of you, but it involves both of us. So if you don't
Mhm.
mind, I'll take this one. And I'm not going to attribute it to a particular viewer because so many of you asked this in one form or another.
Okay.
It was about our extended families.
Okay.
How do we stay in touch with them? How often do we get to see them? It seems like we never see them. And I'll answer this. First of all, we usually don't telegraph when we're going out of town for security reasons.
Well,
so
of course. That's
we aren't be like, hey, we're going to Chicago for the weekend.
Right.
So we usually go at least twice a year, I would say, sometimes more, or we meet them somewhere else.
And family comes to us. I mean, we live in a warm weather climate relative to
Everyone
family
else.
that we have in the Midwest.
Yes.
We also have family that are in other locations, and we have family members who are have been retired or kind of quasi-retired, and they maintain residences in more than one location.
Right.
So
we'll go see them there.
Sometimes we'll see your family
And
in other locations too.
And the other answer is we usually don't film that because we don't get to see them very often. I don't want to spend my time with a camera in my hand. I want to actually be with our families.
Sure.
So we do that. And then as far as, obviously, there's the phone.
The other thing I would have to say, I mean, just to be truthfully with your viewers, is we don't come from a huge family. We have, and my parents passed away, both of them, and so I come from a small family of only one sibling, as do you. So it's a little bit more limited in terms of options, in terms of extended family, I should say. Both of us just don't come from huge families. Like I'm sure some of your viewers come from families that have multiple siblings.
I don't even know what that's
extended
like.
family.
And then we only have. My brother doesn't have any kids yet, so the only nieces and nephews I have come from Michael's brother.
That's right.
Which you've seen them on camera, and they're very close in age, or the same age as our boys.
That's right.
So they stay in touch by text, FaceTime,
Instagram,
and what's slightly bizarre is playing video games.
Oh yeah,
they can all be on like Xbox at the same time. Yeah, the girls not so much. So that's how we do it, and that's just how it works for us.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going through a pretty busy time. Obviously, the kids are in high school, and our oldest one is finishing high school, so
it's harder to travel.
It's hard. The places you travel to are going on college visits, and not easy to just get away for extended family vacations.
Okay, next. Kelly Novotny wants to know, do you ever get embarrassed by vlogging in public, and did you get used to it, or how did you get used to it? I changed your question a little bit there.
From Marnie's vlog. The thing about Marnie that she likes to do is she'll whip out that camera kind of without a moment's notice, without any notice.
No warning.
So I would say when Marnie does, have the foresight to give me, even the kids too, a little bit of forewarning that, hey, I'm going to do, 10 minutes or I'm going to do 30 seconds of a quick, we're probably a little bit better at it. I probably don't have as much tolerance, I would say, when you just kind of impromptu pull it out when we're at a meal or when we're, like going shopping, walking through the mall or something.
Or last night at dinner, you guys were really
good. Yeah. Just because for Marnie it's much more comfortable and she kind of is controlling, how she's doing the presentation and what she wants to capture. But she's not always eliciting, from myself or the kids input about it. And I would say we probably get a little bit hot under the collar from time to time.
You're pretty tolerant. You're very tolerant.
We are pretty tolerant. I think both myself and both of our kids are, relatively speaking, pretty tolerant. We know it's important to Marnie. Marnie really values all y'all in terms of your relationship with her as viewers and friends. And so, and over the years, this has become an important part of Marnie's life. This is what part of really defines Marnie, in addition to myself and the kids and the dogs and everything else. So
the dogs are defined.
We know it's part of her life, and so we want to be very deferential to Marnie, giving her opportunity to do that for y'all.
Oh, that's very nice. Okay, last question from Duffy824. Have you ever considered a channel of your own?
Oh, a channel of my own? No, I'm thinking conceptually about doing a kind of a good amateur golf type channel. So not a beginner or a novice golfer type channel, but one where, like me, like former athlete who has some skill but is not a pro golfer, speaking to that kind of population. Because at least in America, there are a lot of kids that grew up like myself who are very competent baseball players, basketball players, football players, who've got athletic skill, but they never really picked up golf growing up. And so there's this constant struggle for those of you, or maybe if you have a husband or significant other who's kind of playing golf and comes from that kind of a background. I think there's a population of guys out there just like me who are like, washed up athletes that are still have a little bit of skill.
To say about yourself.
They've got some skill and they want to learn how to play golf and be better at it. And I'm that guy. So I'd be a good poster boy.
So that's what you're thinking.
For that group. And I'm thinking, hey, little techniques that I've tried to work on, little practice ideas and strategies that I've tried to employ to improve my game would be, I think there's a real audience out there for guys like me who are getting into the middle age.
He does have a YouTube username. And an Instagram and a Twitter handle that you
Marnie,
have never posted a single thing on any of it.
Okay.
So we're almost there.
Well, that's something to shoot for as we move into the new year. I might do that.
Okay, we'll see it. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Anyway, you go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not helping you edit.
I'm going to take ownership over
I'm not going to. You got to learn like I did. You got to. No, I'll help you. Yeah. Okay, well, that was it. Thank you for asking your questions. We'll probably do this again a few more times.
Yeah, it's fun.
Because I personally find Michael fascinating, even though I've known him for over 2 decades. There's still always something. You always surprise me. So thank you. Thanks for humoring us with this, slightly intense personal scrutiny. And thank you all for asking the questions and watching and supporting us. And we will see you next time.
And remember to kind of keep it light during the stressful holiday time.
Okay, that's Michael's thought of the day. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey everyone, I'm really excited to show you all the stuff I got from my Black Friday, Cyber Monday shopping spree online extravaganza.